Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This time we're just going to be taking a look at some of the new cards that have graced our, I'm just going to shut up now. I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm saying. So, these are all the new cards. We have the Clock Hand, an 8 mana 4/7. When I'm summoned, create 2 instant sentries in hand. Alright, and I'm assuming these are the instant sentries that are at gem speed or focus speed. And summon a random landmark with countdown or advance a landmark 4 rounds. Alright. Instant sentry, advance a landmark 4 rounds. Oh, okay, so it's just this, and then it's just this or the other one. Man. So, Zilean has landmark synergy. I assume, because, just on how... I assume the clockwork things have to do a lot with Zilean, because Zilean and the time stuff. So, Zilean has actually some landmark synergy. That could allow some mono Shurima with Zilean Talia. That could be interesting. And I'm still holding firm to this idea that he levels up due to completed countdowns. I think completed countdowns are going to take a huge part in Zilean's kit. If you haven't seen my video yesterday talking about it, you should check it out. But yeah, imagine possibilities. A 1 mana focus speed spell. Create a random landmark with countdown in hand, or advance your landmark 1 round. Okay, so there's not... Let's take a look at the landmarks once more. Let's just take a look at land. And actually, I should just do countdown. Countdown. So what we got to look at what would be beneficial with this kind of card. You can get the minion from Ancient Preparations out sooner. That's actually kind of nice if you're against aggro, but it also requires you 2 cards to do that. So maybe not the best. Actually, probably 100% not the best. The Buried Sun Disk. If there's more, it looks like there's going to be more than just. Looks like there's going to be more and more cards that reduce countdown effects. So maybe the play is to have just Azir Zilean, and you get the countdown effect. You just count down your Sun Disk over and over and over. I mean, maybe you don't even run Zilean in that deck. Maybe it's like just Renekton, Azir, and then you have all these reduced countdown effects that allow you to... that are actually surprisingly attached to a lot of minions. You have the Esteem Hierophant, you have the Clockwork Maker in the... Oh, whoops. You have the Clockwork Creator and things like that. And then you have these spells that reduce can reduce countdown. Yeah, I think maybe just maybe Sun Disk is could be a little bit more viable with this. All right, so the next one is actually I should mention Frozen. I should mention Frozen Thrall. Frozen Thrall actually works really well with this, I think. Like Lysandra Talia with these sped up countdowns is actually feasible, because one of the biggest problems with that deck is that you you flood your board with these frozen thralls, or just like you spread out your board with all these landmarks, and it takes a while for their countdowns to come off and get their value. So you're really open to swarm strategies. These kind of cards that reduce the countdown and allows you to get that value sooner are very welcome in this kind of archetype. And it's funny, you could turn Blighted Ravine into it's like you play Blighted Ravine, right? So once you play Blighted Ravine, and you decide, you know what, I want it to go off now. Then you can play this card. Then you can play this card on it. Yeah, you can play this card on it and instantly activate Blighted Ravine. I mean, that's pretty niche, though. I don't know how good this card is. Honestly, it's going to depend on how many other allied reduction of countdown there are. Alright, Time in a Bottle. Predict, advance an ally's landmark round 2 rounds. This looks like this actually might be his champion card. I swear, it's going. If this doesn't prove that Zilean has to do with predict and advancing countdown, I don't know what will. It's just this card just embodies everything that I think Zilean is going to be. And I think we're going to actually get Zilean tomorrow. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be very exciting. There's not a lot to say about this card. This is probably the kind of card, like, you just run. It's such a really good synergy card. Like, in this kind of archetype that's looking to reduce countdowns, this card is probably a staple because you get that predict value, so you get more consistency out of this card. And then you also get to activate or finish off a countdown of your landmark. And I mean, there could be more landmarks that are coming that are more value of countdown, but the biggest ones right now are Frozen Thrall, Sun Disk, which is in the same region, which is very important. And and just those two. Really, honestly, those two are the only ones that I really can consider to be very high value. That would want a plethora of countdown effects to apply to. However, we will have to wait and see. Another funny thing is Kahiri. Kahiri works with this card very well because this is a predict card, and I'm sure Kahiri would love to have all sorts of landmarks that help predict and draw through your deck that happen to be already in Shurima. So this actually works with that as well. That's funny. That's funny. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Perseverionist. Oh, so it's that weird draft thing in Perseverium. 5 mana 4/4. Play advance an allied landmark 3 rounds. Okay. There's a lot of this effect. I think this might actually first off, I think there's going to be more landmarks with countdown effects coming in. I think we're going to see those landmarks in Targon because of Malphite. So it's very likely that we'll get some of that. And I'm excited for that. A 5 mana 4/4 is abysmal. Let's be honest, 5 mana. Around 5 mana, you are looking to at a higher stat line than just 4. I mean, 4 health is not bad, but on 5 mana, that's when you're starting to encounter 5/5s. So this is heavily understated for the time it's being played and for the effect. I mean, like I said, this sort of effect is going to be really important if there's a landmark that has really high value. And the biggest one I can think of right now is Frozen Thrall and Sundisk. And I guess that's all I have to say about these new cards. It's obviously hinting that Zilean is coming in hot tomorrow, and he's going to have a lot to do with Predict and advancing landmark countdowns. Let's see if my prediction's correct. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction. I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.